All right, guys. So I've had a little bit of time now to play around with Leo. I've built him in 2 different ways. I've got him skilled up. He's not fully awakened or anything, but I feel like I've got a pretty good grip on kind of what his strengths are and where he sort of plugs into the meta. Leo is a good monster. He is not a great monster. He is a great monster in certain situations. But he is overall good. He is overall good. So let's kind of go into look at him real quick. Come over here. Here's Leo. Right now, I have him on Rageblade. I originally started out with a vampire build, but I felt like I wasn't getting enough damage out of that, and I felt like it was a little bit overkill since he already is built with a little bit more defense and HP and stuff as a warrior. So I definitely have some room for improvement on the runes, but I felt like it was a good enough place to get a feel for him. So let's cover real quick what he does. So his skill 1, relatively basic, scales off attack. It's not the 200%. He's a warrior, so typically they're going to be a lower percent scaling here. Skill 2 here. Deals damage based on its defense to the enemy target and applies skill deceleration, so they get their skills back slower. Uses Super Torrent 1 when used during Soul Link with a certain level of Dragon Soul or above. So little conditional, like you have to have him in Soul Link when you use this skill. So got the skill deceleration. When Soul Link with level 10, you use Super Torrent 1. Deals damage based on its defense to enemies within the area. This attack penetrates the target's defense, consumes all of its Dragon Soul level. And then here's the damage multipliers, which are pretty good. And then the defense penetration, 50%, is also quite good. And then, of course, it consumes all of the Dragon Soul. So this skill alone can do a lot of damage if set up properly, if you have the right amount of Dragon Soul. How do you get Dragon Soul? Well, there's a couple different ways to get Dragon Soul. Right here on his skill 3, level 1 Dragon Soul unremovable. Deals damage based on its defense to enemies within the area and applies skill deceleration. Again, applies defense up to itself, applies Dragon Soul to itself based off of the number of targets hit. So this is a situation where he wants to get into the middle of people and hit as many people with this AoE skill in order to build up his Dragon Soul count all the way up to 10. And then the passive is really where he comes, and this is where he shines. This is sort of his identity as a monster, is in his passive. Accelerates its skill cooldown for a certain time at the start of the battle. So it allows you to get all of your skills back a little bit faster. So being able to use this multiple times and building up that Dragon Soul. Applies Dragon Soul to itself every certain time during battle. So every so often you're going to get more of that Dragon Soul, which is nice. Increases the damage dealt and decreases the damage taken based off the Dragon Soul level. So that's nice. So as you get more Dragon Soul, you sort of take less damage overall. So the longer he is in the fight, the better tankier he is. Per caster's level, Dragon Soul level, damage dealt up 3% and damage taken down 3%. So as you go up, right, to Dragon Soul level 10, that's 30% damage dealt up and 30% damage down, right? Damage taken down. So this is where the big one is, though. Suppress skill cooldown up or down by 100%. Suppress ultimate gauge up or down by 100%. And at the start of the battle, you accelerate your skills by 400% for 1.5 seconds. So it just gets all your skills very, very quickly. And then every 8 seconds in battle, you get a Dragon's Soul. So some pretty cool stuff. The big one, though, here is what makes him more of a counter pick. Because to be fair, there's better Wind Bruiser units. We've got Fang Yang. Fang Yang is the Wind Panda. We've got Fang Yang. He's extremely good and a great pick. We've got Wind Monkey King. We've got Sir Acteon. Some of these wind monsters are extremely strong, and if you're bringing in Leo just as a wind damage dealer, he may not necessarily be your best pick. But where I think he shines is when he's up against monsters that do these things, suppress, okay? So let's take a look at some of the counters and what that means, okay? So suppress skill cooldown up or down. So who is doing that? Monster book here, and one for sure I know that he is a hard counter to is a very meta monster, which seems like everybody seems to have for some reason. Elenoa. Eleanor here does skill cooldown up and skill cooldown down, right? So monsters like Tion we're all familiar with. He has his skill 1, and then it just brings everybody's skills back up. So when Leo is on the field, this doesn't work. When Leo is on the field, this doesn't work. When Leo is on the field, this doesn't work. And that's what makes Leo kind of strong as a counter pick, mostly in challenge arena. Okay. If somebody plans on bringing a Tiana and Eleanor, or if they plan on bringing in, a frigate, or if they plan on bringing in Fire Mermaid or Young Hong, or even Panda here has a little bit of that. So does Ritesh. If they plan on bringing in these monsters, then they just ban the Leo. So that makes it kind of strong because yes, Leo now doesn't get to counter something, but at least you're kind of using Leo as a force ban, meaning that you can bring in lots of other monsters that are extremely strong that normally they would have banned, like a Genos and a Garu, Fang Yang, stuff like that, right? Your Junos and your Ariels, all that stuff. Also, they got the ultimate gauge up, so Tiana is a very strong monster right now, being used quite a bit in both Brawl and Challenge Arena. Bastad, that's only on her ultimate. If we go back here, let's look at some other monsters that do this skill cooldown up. Shan, popular monster. Charlotte, decently popular monster. We see Genos a lot. This skill cooldown up is built into his kit. And then, of course, we saw the skill cooldown down. We see quite a bit of that in Purian. Purian is a very strong monster. Frigate we see occasionally. Young Hung we see occasionally. Eleanor we see a lot. Fang Yang, Ritesh we see a lot. Some Veramoses. So, and even some Ragdoll. So a lot of really strong LD monsters, their identity is based around this sort of skill cooldown up, that sort of stuff. It's really based in that identity. A lot of these really strong, powerful LD monsters. So Leo is a really strong counter to some of those things. So in that case, Leo is a really strong counter pick to these particular monsters. Finally, as a warrior, he is always going to be kind of hard to build. Most warriors are pretty difficult to build because they need a little bit of everything. They need attack. They need defense for their damage. They need HP so they stay alive, right? In this case, you don't need a ton of accuracy. You really just to land this skill deceleration, which is a strong skill, don't get me wrong. And that is on 2 different skills. So that's on skill 3 and skill 1 here. So both of those are technically need accuracy, but I wouldn't throw a ton of as you can see, I've only got 7% accuracy, so I'm not 100% relying on that. My best runes aren't going to be on Leo at the moment, mostly because I'm not necessarily using him for his damage per se, but rather using him because of his passive, right, as the counter pick. So I tried using him quite a bit in Brawl, and it worked out here and there, but in a lot of cases, I feel like Brawl, they're just gonna ban him if they don't want him. He's kind of like a last pick, right? So you last pick Leo if they've picked Eleanor, if they've picked Tiana, maybe they've picked, even a Genos. Genos is kind of rough because obviously fire damage dealer is gonna be rough against Leo. But some of those other monsters that we talked about. Something else to realize is that Leo also kind of counters the Kinas in using Fire Staff. So Fire Staff Kinas, so like right here, Rex, one of my boys from Dior, he's using Fire Staff Kina, and the Leo might actually be a decent monster to pick into the Fire Staff Kina because their skill 2 on Kina's Fire Staff is a skill cooldown. So Leo's going to go ahead and counter that as well. So I don't know if I would necessarily bring Leo into this. Even though there are 2 water monsters, it's still, I could bring in a Fang Yang. I could bring in a lot of other things. Honestly, I'd probably bring a Tiana into this because of the Wusa. So a lot of different options there. So another situation where Leo can be pretty decent here is defense-based monsters. So Leo's decent up against aerial as far as like doing damage to aerial because of that defense penetration. Again, make sure that you've got to stack up your Dragon Soul before you can do that defense penetration. And also quite good up against Taor as well, since obviously Taor is defense damage, scaly monster. Let's pop into the training area real quick and see what kind of if we can build up some Dragon Soul here. So right now we've got 2. We're going to try to get up to 10. Every 8 seconds we should be getting one, so we should be getting one here pretty soon. So this is going to give us 1. Actually, if we do multiple like this, watch. We take multiple like this, it's going to build up a lot. So watch this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we go right in the middle, there we go. Somehow I must have missed 1, I guess. But there you go. We were able to get Dragon Soul. Notice this skill 1, doesn't give us any Dragon Soul. And we can go back to a boss monster here. We'll go 1 more. Did not get a Dragon Soul there for some reason. I don't think I was targeting him. So we are now on level 10 Dragon Soul here. Okay, so with level 10's Dragon Soul, let's remember what he does. Per target hit, level 1 Dragon Soul. So that's kind of important to have everybody grouped up. And then here, every 8 seconds he gets a Dragon Soul. So that one, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was getting much. During battle, increases the damage. Maybe it doesn't happen in... I'll have to check that somewhere else. So this is the one now that's supposed to do a decent amount of damage, right? So let's go ahead and use it and see what kind of damage we get, and then we'll use it obviously without the Dragon Soul, right? All right, so here we go. We're gonna go... Skill 1 is his Super Torrent 1. 25 and 40. Now he has nothing now, so we're gonna go 25 and 40, and that I think that was a basic attack, right? So he's not using it. So there's the 25, and there's a basic attack. So as you can see, that second Super Torrent 1 is a good amount of damage, but I don't feel like it's enough damage to really sit there and try to build up as much of that as you can. Now, in a larger group like this, it makes it a lot easier to build up that Dragon Soul because you're using it, and we just got 5 Dragon Soul. So another situation where I feel like Leo might be pretty decent in is Siege. Siege, we are now going up against 4 monsters and a summoner. So that makes 5 total targets that Leo has the potential to hit. Now, some are mages and archers, and they're a little bit farther away, but because there's 5 enemies on the field, this makes this skill a little bit stronger now because you're able to build up that Dragon Soul a lot faster. It was a 66. So you're able to build up that Dragon Soul a lot faster. So situations where there's lots of monsters or lots of enemies, I think Leo is quite a bit better. So I can definitely see him in Siege battle quite a bit as well. PvP, I think, is going to be tough for him overall. All right, guys, that kind of wraps up my thoughts. I'm going to leave a bunch of gameplay after this, so make sure to stick around, help me out with that YouTube algorithm, right? Even if you just want to leave it on. But yeah, I'm going to throw some gameplay of Leo. The first couple videos are going to be Leo on the vampire build, and then I'll have a quick couple videos of Leo on the Rage Blade build. Either way, I don't think it was a huge difference. I do definitely see the Rage Blade as a better build overall for him, though. Just a quick one. Quickly, this is how I have him set up. I've got him on HP, crit damage, and defense. Trying to get some as much damage in there with the defense, but I also need him to have some HP to stay alive so he can build that Dragon Soul and whatnot and continue to do the skill cooldown suppression. So that's currently what I have him built on. Again, don't take this as the epitome of what your Leo should be built like, but you should be focused on defense, attack, HP, and of course your crit rate and crit damage as usual. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to stick around for some of the gameplay after this. And I'm going to catch you all in either the next live stream or the next video. Peace. Ooh, Osho. He's going to ban... Yeah, damn it. He's going to ban that. Okay, I think we might be okay. Might be okay. Dark Staff. I haven't used this in a while. Didn't mean to, but here we are. Forgot how strong that pushback was. Okay. Ah, there goes our Teor. That's unfortunate. Nice job, Osho. Got a little scared there for a second. Come on. Give me that defense break. Okay. So, not bad in this case, because I bring in Leo, completely counters the Eliona. Onion's way above my league, so even his auto challenge arena team is going to destroy me. Come on. Ah. Let's wait for the immunity. Come on. Why am I I'm just like stunned. Got him. Okay, got Onion. Let's get Yang Hong next once the immunity goes away. There we go. Hey, we got Onion. Nice. I normally don't try to go up against the big boys like that because I just embarrass myself against their auto teams. If I ban the Soha, he has to ban to go with one of the fire guys, though. I probably need to ban the Genos, unfortunately. We'll see. See how this goes. Got him. Man, that thing is so long. That's what she said. Ah, these Keenas are running around. Maybe I should go for the Soha. I don't know. I keep destroying it down a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, this is an endless fight. Jeez. Oh my god, I'm still going. Come here, Ariel. I need to cleanse off this. God, I keep getting defense broken, man. Trying to do damage, but I keep getting freaking defense broken. Okay, I'm not getting my Juno in the heals. Come here. Thank you. We're destroying a lot, though, which is good. It's gonna make our next ult pretty powerful. There we go. Okay, now we go for Soha. All right, what a fight. Jeez. Nah, kill the Kina first. I was thinking about going for the Soha, but